if this has worked, and it seems like it's working, this should be the second stream, but hopefully you'll be able to hear me a lot better this time. I'm not sure how noisy it's going to be. I've been doing a lot of boosting and compression on the microphone so you can hear me properly, but as you can probably tell, when I do this stuff my volume isn't very loud. This is the volume I like to talk at, so I'm a bit of a mumbler. What I said in the previous stream a little bit ago was I was going to try some cutting compound. Here it is. And I've been using it on the scratches here on the body. I'm going to let me re-angle the body of the guitar so you can see this better. Move a couple of things around. There we go. Just here. Now, if I take that more towards the camera, you can see some lightness in there. There is scratching, not the light area, that obviously needs sorting out, but just above and below it as well. There's almost smearing that's left. The cutting compound's worked very well, but you can still see it when it's up close, so I'm just going to work on a bit of the smearing there using the cutting compound. With an example of the cutting compound that I'm using. So this is G3 DA cutting compound, and it's made by Faracler. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It says it's made in the UK, strangely enough, but it's British manufacturer, but it's measured in US fluid ounces. So I used this alongside something called semi-chrome polish that I ordered initially, and the semi-chrome polish was very expensive for what it was. It was imported from the US but made in Germany, so it was doing a big round trip, and that stuff you only got about 100ml, if that, whereas this you get a lot more in the bottle, and this is as effective in my opinion at removing the scratches, so I do recommend G3 in terms of what I've been using. I'm going to look around on this guitar body and see if I can see any of those scratches left. Yeah, when I hold it in this light and look at it directly there, with the light reflecting on it, I can still see that there is scratching. I'm looking at a specific angle, but it is there. So I am going to work on buffing this again, more generally. I'll add a bit more of the liquid. And I'll show you how this works out when you're buffing it, because what happens is it gets embedded into the cloth, and the cloth gets so loaded with the compound, at one point it goes flat, like totally flat and full, and it basically just means you start aquaplaning on top of everything, like it stops cutting and it goes incredibly smooth. So, and I can feel a cut there. So I am just cutting generally on this surface now. That's the way to go about it, I think. And push on it quite heavily. When you're pushing it quite heavily, if you can see on the surface there, it starts to build up. I got this cloth from a shop called B&M, which is in Britain. It's kind of like a Kmart or something like that. They sell bits and bobs of everything. And yeah, I'm always trying out different polishing cloths because I use J cloths, and sometimes they left residue. Bits of lint. This one seems pretty lint free. Not totally, but less than other cloths I've been using. That's it, as I'm going through that. See, it's gone very smooth now, that's because it's loaded in that spot on the cloth. But I'm just carrying on with the polishing, and then I'll just take another drier part of the cloth. I'll just rub around that, and I'm going to check that again, see if the effect, or if it's had any decent effect. Because from this angle it looks totally fine. Obviously there's the lighter bit that I've got to contend with, but then I go back into light and hold the angle. It has made an improvement. There is scratching still there, so I'm just going to work on that in terms of layers. And again, hopefully when I come back I'll be able to see that. The reason I can see it is I'm reflecting it right off the light in the ceiling, so I haven't got a camera behind, a light behind the camera you're looking through at the moment. So it's going to be hard for you to do that, but I'll try and reflect. And go, can I use this to do it? Let's have a look. So round about. I can't do it. Can't do it. Okay, I need to do it. Maybe you can see a bit there. That light reflects. But basically it's getting close. It's always getting closer. To the point where I'm nearly happy. Certainly way happier than where it was. They were scratches that I thought were never going to come out, so relieved about that. So peace be the journey, and I'll see you when I start doing this again.